My name is Ajayade Kemi Esther, a 22-year-old 300-level student of the Department of Philosophy, University of Ibadan. I'm a fashion designer and a cobbler. The creative director, Donna Mashi Mao. Okay, so I'm the first daughter of a family with more than one kid. I was born in Abuja. I spent most of my childhood days in Ibadan and Lagos. Okay, so I finished secondary school in 2010 and I got into the university in the 2014-2015 session. Okay, so I was a model. I started my modeling career early 2014 and I stopped 2015. I didn't literally stop. I didn't renew my contract because I needed more time to focus on growing my own fashion brand. I've always wanted to be a fashion designer. I've always wanted to make my own clothes. I've always wanted to make people look good. I've always wanted to style people. I've always had my own idea of what fashion should be. So I've always lost the idea of being a fashion designer, even though I never had the opportunity to start very early, like before I gained admission to the university. But then I started learning how to sew in my first year in the university, my second semester in the university. I started learning how to sew towards the end of 2015. And then I continued scattered classes in 2016. So now I can sew very well. A cobbler, I started making footwears in 2016, mid-2016. Like I said earlier, I've always had my own idea of what fashion should be. I've always wanted to make people wears. I've always wanted to make people look good. I've always had my own idea of style. I can actually get people to do that for me, like have my own fashion house where I get people to work for me. But I actually want to, create my own styles myself. I actually want something that will be my own print, that will be my own mark. Talking about my parents, you have to be specific. I do not have biological parents. I have foster parents. And growing up, I never really had people making decisions for me. I've always made my decisions myself. So because I don't have my biological parents, I never had any issues with anybody telling me what to do or what not to do. I've always grown up to learn what to do myself. So I've always made my decisions. So my parents are not here. So of course, my first 19 years of my life was not a very good experience for me. Like, I lost my parents in my early teenage age. I lost my mom when I was 13 and my dad when I was 14. So it wasn't so easy growing up for me as a little girl trying to find our own voice in a society where there's not so much to get, Nigeria of today. So it wasn't so easy for me growing up. But I actually had to make up my mind I have to do well. I actually have to determine I have to leave a mark, make a mark. So I actually had to, face things heads on. I actually have to not be tied down to situations around. My challenge as a fashion designer, I've actually not really had challenges per se as a fashion designer. I won't say it's easy being a fashion designer, but because I'm something close to being a perfectionist, so I always, try to make my work as perfect as possible. Of course, I wouldn't say they're not difficult customers, difficult clients to please, but God has been helping me. I've been trying to get better every day. So it's not like it's so easy being a fashion designer, but I've not really had a major challenge in the fashion design world. I feel what's unique about my brand is the fact that I set my own trends. Like I design my own clothes. I have particular designs I make that are uniquely mine. I try to be stylish, to make simple and stylish wears for people. And then I do not really try to compete unnecessarily with other people. So I just make things that are uniquely mine. What do I attribute my success? Actually, number one is to God. God's grace. God has been helping me so far. And I've always worked hard. Like, I have sleepless nights. I have nights when I don't sleep. I actually have to, meet up with demands. So it's not just only about God helping me. God's grace has been there for me, but hard work too has been there because I've worked hard over time to do well in my business. Do I have specific inspirations? Not really, actually. I'm always just concerned about my clients looking super good. Like, I always want people to go out there and they ask you who made this, and you say Maho, and they give kudos. So when I sit down creating designs for people, I always want to make something unique, something magnificent, and something very beautiful, something that suits the person wearing it. So I don't just make what other people are wearing, I make what suits the personality wearing it. Things that are necessary to become a great fashion designer, you have to be very hardworking. I mean, it's not so easy sitting down at the mansion from morning till night. You have to be diligent and you have to be consistent. You don't just start well and not end well. You have to be consistent. You have to be committed to what you're doing. You have to be ready for it. You have to really want it. You actually have to want success to succeed. So you actually have to focus. You actually have to put your mind to doing what you're doing well. And you actually have to be determined. You know, you should determine that your work should be outstanding. It should stand out. I'm on frank with you. I can't actually say these are my weaknesses or, you know, I can't really say because, but my strengths, you know, I try as much as possible to take to corrections and work on myself. And the reason why it's my strength is because I always want to be a better person. So I don't know if I'm answering the question correctly, but then I think your strength has to do with you being strong enough to, you know, take corrections. Your personality has been good enough or being bad. So I try to, you know, listen to instructions, take corrections, try to work on myself every day to be a better person. Because I believe nobody is an island, you keep learning. So I keep learning. My personal style, naturally, I love simplicity. I love when you're simple but stylish. And the stylishness rules sophistication. That's my personal style. I love simple but stylish. There's something that's not been done yet. Fashion is like everybody keeps, what language should I use for it? It keeps coming the same way, just in different dimensions, different people. So the only thing is to make fashion unique, the continuity of the uniqueness of fashion. That is, you just always have to be constant with it being unique, because there's nothing new in the fashion world. It's just modification of an older kind of fashion, another kind of style entirely. So what I'm trying to do is just to make people know that you can be decent and beautiful. You can be decent and beautiful. Decency is beauty is not just nudity. You can be decent and beautiful. You can wear proper dresses, although decency is relative, but you can dress well. You can be simple and yet stylish and show sophistication. It's not like that is never done in the industry before, but then what I'm trying to do is whatever I'm going to bring is going to be unique. Arrogant clients. So how will I deal with one? Of course, customers are always right. Patience. Have always been a very patient person. Patience. I don't know what patience does not mean. I mean, you can't reply the person. I can't fight my customers. I want my customers to come back to me, so I have to be patient and polite. I mean, whosoever the arrogant person deep down knows that he or she is wrong. So it's back to how I grew up. Actually, as much as I don't like to bore people, but then let me just brief you. My childhood was not rosy. I didn't have this crystal clear life. Even before I was an orphan, my parents were divorced, so I was a product of a broken home. So I started living with different people right from when I was 6, 7 years old. So I can't really remember staying with my parents for up to 2 years. I can't remember. You know, my mom was hardly ever around, not because she was not around, but because I was staying with people, you know, when your parents are still dragging custody of where to stay. My dad and I had a stepmom. I used to be a very sad child. For one, I used to get mad at my dad every day because I was always sad because my mom was not the woman at home. And so I didn't have this happy childhood because I get to school in the morning, secondary school in the morning, sad, you know. People knew me in school. Saying after my mom died, but I used to write them just to express how I felt. So, fast forward to where my parents died. The first major blow was when my mom died. She died a day after my baby brother died, so I was still with my dad, and I was still getting used to not having her around, you know. I was still mourning her, and then my dad died months after. And then I actually had to face the responsibility of being a mother to my siblings, being the first daughter of the family. So although I have an older brother, but you know what you guys are like, so I got used to being like the mother of the house. When I started working, I almost gave up on going to school because I wasn't sure where I was going to get the funds. I was like almost like the black sheep of the family, so nobody was actually totally concerned. And then I've always had the ambition of becoming a legal practitioner. I wanted to go to school to do law, but the whole level result I had then couldn't get me anywhere, so I needed to sit and find out WASI. To get the luxury stores, I think, I wrote WASI 5 or 7 times, and then I wrote VCME 4 times, and I finally got into UI. But before then, while I was still trying to make a meaning of my life, I lost my immediate younger sister in the process, and it felt like the whole world was going to come to an end. And I felt my life didn't have any meaning because I grew, before my parents died, although they were not, I wasn't born with a silver spoon, but my mom tried, even though I was not with her, to make my life good. So for you out there thinking you're at your lowest ebb and thinking your life totally doesn't have a meaning and you're thinking you're totally messed up, the point is, you cannot afford to quit. You know, nobody is actually going to help you most times. Most times you'll be on your own. Most times you actually have to face the world alone. But you need to understand that in life, you can only be 2 things. You're either a victim or a victor. And you either are stuck with self-pity or you push and succeed. There's something greater than the disabilities around you. There's something more than what people say you have. You don't listen to people that try to bring you down. People tell you that you're not worth it. You are worth it. People can't define you. You stand up and define yourself. You make up your mind what you want to be. The point is, if I can be anything close to sitting here telling you this, you can be anything and anywhere and everything you want to be. Life is all about what you want it to be, what you decide is going to be for you. So if you decide you want to be great, you can be great. You are so unstoppable. There's so much out there. The world is wide. There's so much out there. You just have to sit down and talk to yourself. Nobody's going to do it for you. If you're waiting for somebody to come and pull you out from whatever pit you are in, you're just going to stay there for long. You're just going to be stuck for long. You just have to talk to yourself that, you know, this life, you're going to live it once, and you totally have to make that once enough. You totally have to say, when you're leaving this world, I mean, if you die today, you don't want to die as a destitute. You want to die as someone who has come to this world and has left a legacy behind. And you don't want to do that stuck somewhere with self-pity. You don't want to do that stuck somewhere, you know, being frustrated. It's not easy. If it were easy, we won't have so many good people there today. Nobody really had it crystal clear. Nobody really had it so clear. Everybody fought. So you actually have to fight for your life. But you have to know that whatever it is, you can be everything you want to be. Hi, I am Donna Mashi Mao. I'm a fashion designer and a cobbler. I'm on the SEAT on Extreme Boss TV.